America. My name is Millie, and we have an action-packed 2 days planned for you guys. We have 6 teams here, all competing for $10,000. We have a really set-up schedule. These teams have been playing all morning long in their gameplay, and we've seen some pretty good playing so far. What do you guys think? Today I'm joined with Blue and Pretty Hair. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, it's good to be back, man.
You guys excited?
It's a LAN. We did it.
We did it.
We made
in
it
person.
Here. Got our COVID tests. We got our brains poked. Everyone's good. Everyone's locked in. We're ready to play some games and win some money, baby.
Paladins boys back, baby.
We got some Paladins players here.
Go.
We got some Paladins veterans here in the building. I'm super excited not only to be back on LAN, but just excited for Rogue Company in general. I think just to get these guys on a LAN setting and just it helps it feel a little bit more real. I think these guys have been playing hard, obviously online all year long against each other. The game has changed so much. The game is so new. It's good to kind of get that first stamp on the competitive scene and see who can really prove themselves on the big stages. You know, when the money is here and in play. When the player, I mean, they're back in the booth. I think they're only like 10 or 15 feet away from each other. I'm expecting a little bit of smack talk. Who's going to break under the pressure? That type of stuff is it's all really fun to see.
That's right. So we have a quick review. It's a 2-day event with a $10,000 prize pool. As I said before, 6 teams, and of course coming at you live from Atlanta, Georgia. We first had our group play this morning, and now we're moving on to our bracket play. The 6 teams will be ranked from 1 to 6, and they'll be playing on either side of the bracket for a double elimination. Now, what are you guys, I think, most excited for these 6 teams to compete against each other?
Oh man, just seeing them playing on LAN. I mean, all the players were here last night until like 1 a.m. practicing. You know, we have a practice room as well as the main stage, and about 15 minutes into just being in the shooting range, a lot of these players were like, wow, this playing on LAN is way different. There's a couple guys here that were like, oh yeah, I'm used to this, you know? Like, we see like Cool's always complaining about playing online because he lives in Vegas, I think, right? So he's in the West Coast, and he just has to play on 100 ping like all the time competing. And he's like, man, I just want to go to LAN so I don't have to be on 100 ping. And then, you know, we've got another West Coast player here, P-Story. P-Story comes, he sits down, and he goes, wow, playing on LAN is insane. Cool's like, I told you.
Yeah, the conversation around ping it's why you come to LAN, right? It's why you come to play in the same building. These rivalries build up, you know, if I wasn't on ping, if I wasn't here, if I wasn't there, a little he said, she said. This gets that out of the way. This takes that out of the equation, and we just get to see who's best.
That's right. So we're going to take a look at our format for the next 2 days.
Yeah, so the format is best of 5 throughout this. Yeah. We have a double elimination bracket as well, so there is
no excuses, for real.
No excuses, right?
Double elimination on LAN, you lose, you lose.
Yeah, so they went through groups, right? So with groups, they were basically playing for seeding. 2 groups of 3 teams, because there are 6 teams here this week, and then you go 1 through 6. They play through this elimination bracket. And then, of course, if you lose your first matchup, you go down to the loser's bracket, and if you lose there, you're done. You get to go back to the hotel and watch just like a normal viewer, right? So hopefully you don't want to have to go back, because I don't know how the hotel Wi-Fi is looking just yet. But after that, you know, if you win.
We have 2 matches, I think, tomorrow, right? So just like the
elimination finals and the grand finals. Elimination finals is that, I believe, the losers finals. So that's fighting for 3rd place. Whoever loses that gets 3rd place. And then grand finals is fighting for 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, so the bulk of the tournament is going to take place here today. I mean, we've already seen all the group stages. Just like Blue said, kind of the seeding. That's where these players are going to go into the bracket to start their journey, and they've got 2 chances here to make it through all the way to the top.
Yeah, and when we talk about the game, you have best of 5s, so we'll be playing 3 demolitions. Games 1, 3, and 5. So if it's an odd number map, that will be a demolition. Then to fill it out, King of the Hill will be games 2 and 4. The veto process is a little bit difficult, but once you start to get the hang of it, it's pretty easy, right? So the lower seed for demolition is going to veto first, which means they're going to ban a map. The map pool is not every map in the game. There are select maps that have been taken out for competitiveness and also, you know, just for gameplay-wise, like in demolition and King of the Hill. So lower seed will ban first, the higher seed will ban, and then the lower seed will pick the map. That will be your map 1 for demolition. Then the higher seed will choose a map. That will be map 3. Then they will go through another ban phase where each team will ban out a map again, with the lower seed starting again once again. And then whatever map is remaining, that will be your map 5. For King of the Hill, it's a lot more simple. You ban a map, I ban a map, you pick a map, I pick a map.
That's
it's
right.
a lot more straight cut for the King of the Hill. But for Demolition, a little bit complicated.
Much like King of the Hill itself. Just get in there and hold it up, man.
That's right. We also have 3 rogue bans permanently, which is Switchblade, Cannon, and Umbra. So we have to remember those. And then
no Cannon, my boy.
And
it hurts. It hurts me a little
you a
bit.
Cannon main?
I made Cannon.
To be fair, I don't think he should be banned. Just so you know.
That's why we're friends.
He's a little crazy in King of the Hill. Like in demo, he's useless unless it's pistol round. But there's only 2 of those in the game.
Yeah.
So for King of the Hill, I wanted to see some choo-choo. Okay.
Yeah. The murder trains are coming, man.
Yeah, murder trains are coming,
It's
baby.
leaving the station. It's an exciting time, and we got a lot of teams here. I can't wait to see what they pick, Millie.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We're going to have our first matchup coming soon. Game 1, as you said before, it's going to be a demolition.
Yeah.
Do we have who's playing? It looks like we have Passion and Elevate that will be in the first.
Man.
Wow, that's a pretty good matchup for our first one of
I'm pissed I don't get to cast
of the bracket.
Millie.
Yeah.
This is a lot of the Paladins.
That's the homies.
This is the homies. These a lot of the Paladins, boys from back in me and Blue's day working on that game. That was a lot of fun. Super excited to see these guys. I mean, Elevate, the only EU team, primarily here. Obviously, Skeppy lives in NA, but primarily an EU team. That's another really big conversation. You want to talk about ping to Vegas? I mean, this is across the pond, right?
Yeah.
That these guys have to deal with. That's always been the biggest conversation. And these are guys that have proved themselves on land in previous games. Obviously, we'll have to see if they can keep it up here. I mean, they certainly have what it takes. They know what it takes to win on land. The nerves, I don't think it's going to be really a thing for them, Blue.
Without a doubt. Any team here, I mean, there's 6 teams, right?
Yeah.
That's 24 players. A lot of these players have never been to a LAN.
Right.
I mean, other than Cool, Elevate is a team full of people that have been to multiple LANs, not just one.
Yeah.
And some of the biggest stages of those LANs, right? Prosper's played on main stage with Skeppy so many times. Prosper's won a LAN.
Yeah.
Skeppy's won a LAN. Skeppy was an MVP of a LAN.
Yeah.
Cool's won a LAN. They've both been, all 3 of them have been to World Championships. Good Lad.
Yeah.
Was on teams with Prosper and Skeppy. Those 3, there's a lot of people out there watching saying, oh, they don't really play the game, or, these were last-minute subs.
Yeah.
These are 3 people.
I mean, what do you say to that conversation, right? Because there's some merit to it, but it is another game. It was a while ago. I mean, things changed. We got our boy Drew Whitlock, 15 here, just cracked out of his mind.
Wow.
12,000 damage. Like, there is, is it the changing of the guard, Blue, or are we expecting to see that dominance?
Look at it this way. Prosper, Skeppy, and Goodlad have been teammates in. Granted, it was another game, but they were teammates in a competitive setting for 3 years.
Yeah.
Right?
And I mean, these are gamers. Like
Skeppy flew to EU before their last LAN, so that he could fly with Prosper to the LAN, and they practiced in EU.
These 2 they're tight. I love
Come
it.
on,
They're adorable.
They got chemistry.
They're adorable.
They know what each other is thinking.
Yeah, they finish each other's sentences. They help each other, secure kills, all that good stuff. I love it, man. I'm super excited. I think, again, the only EU team here, they certainly have a lot to prove. I think the ping is the biggest factor for guys like that. And they also have all that experience, man. So I'm really excited to see what they do. I'm excited just to see him again. One thing, obviously, this is kind of still that, pandemic LAN. We don't have, the big crowd and stuff. That is, not only do these guys have LAN experience, but they've played in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
They've been booed. They've been cheered. They've been everything in between. So that, I think it contributes to kind of their mental and their stability. If things aren't going their way, they'll be okay, and I know they'll have that ability to bounce back. These other teams, Blue, they may not have that experience. Do you think they have what it takes just because they're so experienced in this game in particular and playing Rogue Company? This is their game. This is what they play. Whereas, Skeppy and Goodlad, they play a lot of stuff. Prosper, they play a lot of different games and stuff like that. But
it does help that Skeppy and Goodlad mainly play damage when they did play hero shooters, right? So this game is all about just hit scan and damage.
That's another thing. I mean, a Paladin's LAN, there was you talk about projectile characters. This is a hit scan
Goodlad
game.
was a tank. So,
yeah.
I don't know how much that translates. But on the other side, they're facing Passion, right?
Yeah.
Passion has Cool.
They do.
We just talked about Paladin's homies. We just talked about people that have LAN experience. He's won a LAN. He's been to multiple LANs. He's been a coach at a LAN, coach/sub. He got replaced last second.
Yeah.
So, he's been in every facet of the LAN.
Hell of a player.
Yeah, exactly. And he was a hit scan damage player,
he's
too.
A very good player.
He's moving in just as calm and collective. But the biggest thing about Cool is that he has played probably, besides Prosper, the most road company. He has a 10K victory under his belt, right? He played with Gronky. They were teammates at one time.
Yeah.
You know? So he has what it takes to win 10Ks, and he has what it takes to win on land. So he's kind of got both of those facets, just like Prosper.
That's what I think the fun part about the first LAN of a new, well, I wouldn't say new, but kind of a budding competitive scene. This is our first LAN here. Some of these players have LAN experience, some of them don't. Some of them have won 10Ks in road companies, some of them haven't, right? It's all about like what's going to carry the most weight here and now. And I think we certainly have some good players here to kind of answer those questions for us. We have a little bit of everything. We have those first LANs. We have those guys that have won LANs before. We have those guys that have never been to a LAN. So how does it all shake out? I think that's what we're here to find out, and that's what's going to be fun about this weekend.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, we look at these stats here. Thank you, by the way. CMG admin's doing a great job out there. But we look at these stats from their first 2 matches that they had again in their group where they played Public Campsters, arguably the best team here.
Are these cumulative?
And Final Chapter. These are cumulative for both of their sets. So if they were both, you know, 2-0s, then 4 games, whatever it may be. And there's a lot of surprises here. You know, a lot of people say, you know, downs don't really matter that much, eliminations don't really matter that much, and then there's the people that say that's all that matters, right? You know, they always
fraggers.
Yeah, whatever I want to say as a statistician, they got to try and make sure that I don't matter. But you look at these, right? And you look at the downs: 15 for Prosper, 17 for Skeppy, and then you go to their eliminations: 30 for Prosper, 26 for Skeppy. For a guy, Skeppy, who hasn't competed in a 10K at all. The last time he was in a big competitive road company setting was the 8Ks, which was last year in January.
That's a long time ago, yeah.
Right? So that's a full 1 year. And for a guy who hasn't played in that long in a competitive setting, he's hanging in there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm a little biased for my Paladins boys, but I think there's a point at which, you know, this kid's going to go to any shooter, and he's going to be relatively successful.
He's going to shoot straight.
And Roco Company is not a hero shooter to the level Paladins was, but like it's in that same vein. I don't think it's going to feel very foreign to those ex-Paladins professional players.
Hey, listen, he played a lot of Victor.
He certainly did.
Shoot the gun, throw the grenade, basically.
Yeah, he was playing Roco before Roco was a thing.
There you go. It's really easy. Yeah, they also have Icy. I mean, Icy arguably is going to be their second best player behind Prosper. That's what this team's going to need to do. They're going to need Prosper to kind of just carry them. Icy's got to be kind of like Robin to Prosper's Batman for the most part. And then, of course, the other two, Good Lad Skeppy, I think we have it in the keys to victory, which we'll probably look at very soon. It's just, they just got to get involved.
That can be fine, too. I mean, right, if there is somebody, and sometimes that helps certain teams, like to just have that battlefield commander, to just have the guy, he's going to be setting the pace, telling people where to go, what to do. And if the rest of the team can kind of just fall in and do their thing, do their job, hit their shots, right, that's all they really need. It doesn't have to be, you know, Skeppy doesn't have to be a battlefield commander. If they have Prosper,
they don't got to be the heroes.
And he's comfortable being in that role. Blue, who would you say fills that role for Passion if you had to pick one? Would that be Cool, or is Cool kind of just the...
Cool is their last-minute sub, I believe.
Yeah.
So, but he is a great player.
Yeah.
You know, he would have qualified if he played.
Yeah.
As long as some of these other players. But he's still here. He's still going to put up really big numbers. I mean, look at that. He's tied in eliminations for the most on his team with the guy that I think will be their leader, and he's their in-game leader, which we call the IGL. He's going to be their captain, I believe, and he's really going to be the one who has to step up, and that's Bull, a.k.a. Canny, you know, because it's Can of Bulls. So any Bull fans out there for Canny, you got to cheer him on. Canny, I think, is one of those players that has become so multifaceted that it kind of has hurt him in a sense, right?
Really?
Because he started off as kind of that anchor player for these teams that he played for, and then as teams develop and, you know, they drop players and they pick up new players, he kind of had to start to play different roles, right? He kind of had to dabble in the entry fraggers. He kind of had to dabble in the supports and stuff like that. And I don't think all of those play styles really fit to him, and it kind of hurt him more than it helped him. But now he's stepped back and said, okay, I need to play what I'm really good at. So he's playing the Anvils, he's playing the Dahlias when he needs to. You know, intel characters aren't really his thing. Entry fraggers aren't really his thing. In Demolition, in the King of the Hill, the respawn, you just load up on whatever's good and respawn for the most of the part. But when it comes to demolition, which is the bulk of these best of fives, he plays those anchor positions very well. If he has to flex to those supports, he plays those very well. And when you look at this team, he's got class. He's got Key. Key can kind of be that guy that can sit back there, plays a lot of seeker, plays the snipers if they bring those out as well, and he does very well on them. And now he's got class to pair with that, and class can be that entry fragger. That can be the aggressor. So Bull can just kind of relax, stay put as that IGL, and not have to do too much with the supporting cast that he has.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be really interesting, especially with the bulk of these being played demolition. Do you feel like there's any particular way that this matchup goes with that being known in this best of 5?
Well, see, I think it's much easier for players that haven't played the game as much competitively to kind of win King of the Hills a lot easier than it is to win
just
demolition.
Get in there and frag, yeah,
to get in there and frag. All you need to do really in King of the Hill is to learn rotations.
Yeah.
Right? If you learn the rotations, it's a lot easier for you to be successful in a respawn. When it comes to demo, I think Passion has the edge by far. Probably like 90% I would give them. But Elevate, Prosper's really good in demolition.
Sure.
Right? He's been the best player on the team that he's been on, which is Right Turtle. The only people to ever steal 10K victories away from Gronky has been Prosper.
Yeah.
Right? So he can figure things out. If they win both, if they can force a game 5 and they force themselves to win both respawns, all they got to do is steal one demolition and anything can happen.
That's 3 out of 5 games. Obviously, 3 demolition to King of the Hills. I'm excited. We're gonna have our first matchup coming here soon, but wow, this is getting me hyped. You guys are good together, huh? You guys have been doing this for a while.
I haven't seen this guy in almost 3 years. I've missed him so much.
I know,
I'm
man.
third wheeling up here. I mean, you guys are electric.
Yeah, there's a third wheel. There's a relationship on the desk here, and there's going to be a relationship with those Elevate boys. I mean, they go way back. I wonder if there's any. There was a lot of, I don't know, something about these controller players. There's a lot of smack talk. I don't remember too much bad blood between Cool and any of these guys from Elevate or something. But
what's crazy is that Prosper, Skeppy, and Good Lad were on Flashpoint for Paladins, and they went toe-to-toe with Elevate all the time.
Yeah, that was their big rival.
And now they're playing for Elevate, so you'll love to see it. That's
great. You either
great.
die here or you live long enough to see you play for Elevate, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's a good time, man. I'm really excited for this one here.
All right, so I got to ask you, Nick.
Yeah.
What is your favorite map, and why is it going to be Hollow's Demolition? Because that's where we're going first, right?
I'm excited. This is one of my favorite demo maps. I think this was, speaking from like the dev perspective, we try to make all of the maps work for all of the game modes, but it rarely shakes out to be like, obviously, there's a favorite kind of for each one, and Hollow's was one we played a lot of demolition on, so it makes me happy to see that, we kind of hit the nail on the head with that one there, and that it feels good competitively. Obviously, we want to get all these maps into a spot where they feel good competitively, but Hollows was one that was built and bred for demolition, so it's exciting to see it played here.
Yeah, I love Hollow's Demolition, actually, because you can do so many different things with the rogues, so many different compositions. Usually, especially in the beginning, early stages of the competitive scene, you would see teams all going to the same bomb site over and over and over and over and over again, right? And a lot of these teams would run the same compositions on attack and defense, and they were kind of mirrored matchups on both sides for both halves all the time, and it kind of got stale, I'm not going to lie. But then teams started to say, you know what, let's try something different, right? It's not even that the game changed that much. It's just teams said, let's do this, let's do that instead. And then they started to do things. Favelas used to be super B heavy. Then teams started going A. Hollows, I think when it came out, you could go either way at the very beginning. There was no, we have to go this side every time. It just really depends on what composition you bring to the table, right? Because we've seen a lot of glitch played on Hollows. We've seen a lot of anvil shield plants. We've seen a lot of trench on attack here. Some weird things have come out on Hollows, and I am all for it.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, there's a lot of philosophies of like competitive balance and stuff like that. If you look at a game, you could look at a game like Super Smash Bros. Melee that's never been adjusted, and it's just out, and it's just a GameCube game, and you just play it, right? And to watch like that game evolve competitively over time is really interesting because like no changes are made. People just start doing different stuff, and you know, they bring rock to the paper to the scissors, and that's, you know, what you can see in a game like this. If you let something sit long enough, these players are going to figure it out, right? If we as devs don't adjust something fast enough, these players are going to adjust faster and start winning tournaments because, you know, that's what they do, baby. That's what a competitive player does.
Yeah, I think the best example is as the arbitrator, right? The Scorch arbitrator with Replenish, that was insane. It was there. Nothing ever changed with it, but people just were like, let me use this and see what happens. And then all of a sudden, they got nerfed.
Baby.
All right, guys. I think we're going to be throwing it over to our casters for our first game, Elevate vs. Passion on Hollows. I'm excited. Here it is.
Thank you, Millie. I am 99.9 here with the guy that the chat has been asking for, the one, the only, Rome. What's going on, buddy? We're on land, sir.
Not much, man. It's about time. I'm finally here. I made it to a land. I know you guys have been asking in the chat. We're here, man. Winners bracket. It's all going down. There's been so much awesome action that has went down already today, and now we get to see exactly what rogues are going to be picked for this Hollows Demolition matchup. You can see the Anvil from Skeppy getting locked in. Runway going to be locked in by Icy, along with a Saint and Dallas for the side of Elevate. And then on the side of Passion, we're going to have Key on the Dallas. We're going to have Cannibals on the Trench. Very interesting. Cool is going to be on that Dahlia looking for all those nades. And then we got Class on the Talon. And I got to say, so far, I like both compositions. It looks like both teams understand exactly what they want to do on this map, which is exactly what you need.
Before this game, when you saw the series layout, you were excited about seeing that we're opening it up with a Hollows demo. Exactly why is this your favorite? Why are you so hyped for this matchup, especially with these comps?
This one specifically, this map is all about the IGLing in my opinion. It's all about how you can work with your team the best. This map, there's not a lot of solo individual plays you're going to be able to make. It's really going to be all about how you're working as a team, using your utility to be able to get the bomb down in the right place, and if you're on the defense, obviously defend the bomb. So I want to see exactly how Cannibals is trying to set up on this defensive side, the way that he uses his trophies, his barbed wire. It's all going to be extremely important for them to come out victorious on this defensive side.
And the retake is going to be so ridiculous with this Anvil in the hands of Skeppy. Skeppy actually with a return here. We're going to see how practiced he is, if he is ready. And immediately the first pick going to go towards Icy. Icy is going to be one of those guys that we really need to look out for on this roster. It is awesome to see that he is going to be making the first move. Prosper as well. He's my guy. He's the turtle, the only turtle that is here today. I want to see him do some big things. Getting caught out though. Skeppy goes down. Bull's going to get the full kill.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful trade. Exactly the type of trade that you need after Cool got caught out the way that he did, and now they're able to return it with 2 downs. This player, I believe, is going to be getting on back up with this Saint drone. No lifeline coming out of that yet, as we do know that that is $10,000. It takes a while to get that one. And hey, listen, the Anvil is gone, okay? So that means that they don't have a shield anymore to plant this bomb, so they're maybe going to have to rotate out, and it looks like that is going to be what they're deciding to do right now. And who knows, maybe they might be going for a little bit of a sneak play, and I believe that's exactly what they're doing. They have the Dallas, who is going to be keeping the bomb at A. As you guys can see, that blue arrow, he's going to be staying over at A, while the other 2 players are rotating to B, trying to get them to overcommit to this B bomb site. That way that this Dallas can get a free A plant, and I think it's going to work out. All 3 players are over here.
Did the Dallas stay, though? No, the Dallas rotated, so he's not going to know that that plant is coming in. What a great fake. That is perfect. They are still not rotating. It's coming down, and that is the plant right there. Now the rotation for both teams is going to commence, and he is going to be set up and ready to rock. There you go. And we see his perfect setup right now. Bull, though, he's going to get a pick on Good Lad on the transition. That is going to be huge for them.
Oh, yes, completely massive. And right now, Prosper, he's the player that nobody knows where he is at. He can also see the bomb from back here. So now it's just going to be all about buying time, try to hit a double headshot with this revolver. Because guess what? If he's able to do that, that'll be absolutely massive. He'll get his snap back as well. You can see Icy right now. He is creeping down this middle area. He is just waiting. They are straight up playing time. And this is exactly how you need to play this coming down to the last 10 seconds.
They should have known exactly where he is because of where the bomb was planted. They should have been on this corner already. Prosper making them pay, and that is going to do it. Wow, what a great bit of execution that we just witnessed out of Elevate in the very first round of our bracket play.
Yeah, you know, Elevate, they played it right, but Passion, they were able to stretch the bomb defuse. So, you know, at the end of the day, it looks like he didn't plant it far enough away from the little box to actually be able to fully see the player back there. So Cannibals, he was able to get that defuse. And I got to be honest, I like the way that Elevate played it. They played it right. That was the exact mind games that I'm talking about, the IGLing. And that right there, that play should never have happened. That was 110% on Cannibals. Cannibals was the player watching the cross. He needed to call out that he only saw 2 cross. He needs to stay there until he sees that 3rd player. This is a map where you cannot give up a sight, especially if you don't have all the numbers.
The intel game is too important. Got to make sure your communication is on point. And here we go. Going to see a little bit more of an aggro push. Immediately getting on point and putting it down. I like what I'm seeing. No contesting whatsoever. They just let it happen, Rome.
Yeah, he didn't put down a trophy or anything. He said, I'm good to go. He's going to go ahead and pre-place that C4 on the bomb just in case. 2 players are going to be flying through the mid, though. That's going to be Bull and Icy, and they're going to be able to do some damage, picking off Skeppy. And now you got Prosper. He's coming in just trying to be a hero at this point. It's a 2v4 situation. The retake is almost inevitable at this point. Icy's long. He's not going to be long for this world. Prosper drops as well, and we got ourselves a nice 2-0 lead coming out of Passion.
Passion, not the LAN veterans in this matchup, but boy, are they looking amazing. They just came out hot the first 2 rounds against some very practiced, very prepared players. Prosper being obviously one of the best in the world, period. And then he's got some great teammates that have been competing in other esports titles. They know how LAN feels. They're ready for it. But hey, it doesn't matter. This Passion team are looking amazing. Cool, Matt. I worked on Paladins. I saw what he was capable of so many times, and the guy is just outstanding. But I like to see that we're seeing a lot of other players on the team come up and really show out class here. We're going to stay on board with him, see what he can do. Nope, we switch over to Cool Matt, and that's the guy for me. Like, this guy, when he pops off, he just goes absolutely Super Saiyan, Juggernaut, can't be touched.
Oh yes, 110%. Cool's definitely one of those players that has that pop-off potential in any game mode, any map situation. Key does drop early though. Let's see if Cool is going to be able to help him out, get the trade. No, he drops as well, and that is just absolutely unfortunate, especially on the defensive side. If you're going to be playing aggressive on defense, you got to be able to do it right. That way you don't just drop bodies, but that's exactly what ended up happening. And now with no revive character, they're just going to go ahead and move on over to B, plant this anvil shield, get this bomb down with ease.
Yeah, no problemo. Bull, what? This is another moment where I'm just like confused as to why Bull is able to get a pick in certain situations. He is just landing absolute laser beams. It has to be the case, because as soon as they walk around the corner, Bull is going to put him down, and he gets full kills too without even getting contested. But here we go. Class is taken out by Icy and Skeppy. We've got the 1v3 here. Bull, let's see what you're made of, brother. But C4 takes him out, no problemo. And finally, we're on the board for Elevate.
Yeah, Bull wasn't able to show him the horns there, unfortunately. But hey, listen, Elevate finally able to get around on the board. And hey, listen, they did it by just playing their game. They did a basic A push, and then they said, oh, they're playing aggressive, and they reacted to it. Being able to read and react is so important. You can see Class right there, Cannibal right there. They are so locked in and loaded, man. These players right now, this is LAN. Some of these players have never been here, but it's only 3 of them in this specific match that we're watching that have never played at a LAN. Cannibals, he's played at Gears of War LANs. Cool, he's played at Paladins LANs. And then you got Prosper, Good Lad, Skeppy. They've all been to LANs as well. So only 3 players in this match have never really had this in-person feeling before. And hey, right now, I gotta be honest, it looks like the players that have been to LAN, it looks like they are prospering.
I see what you did there. I like it. I like it. Runway here, going to just check it out. Good job, just taking it slow. Going to try to be shoulder to shoulder here, get some good team shot off, but it's not going to happen. They're not giving him much to work with. Cool is taken down to half health. Runway's only going to be a little bit weak here. Can't push or contest. It's going to be Skeppy and Icy trying to work these corners. And once again, Bull, I'm just so blown away by his pick potential. Every single time he's able to land some really good kills, and that has been a very driving factor so far in these rounds. And we're seeing a little rotation come out with the bomb. And in this 3v4, you've got to be playing to the numbers at all times. 50 seconds left on the clock. They've got to make something happen here. They just need to commit.
Yeah, and this is a bad situation. You have no smokes. All you have is an Anvil shield and a Dallas. And I don't think that they have any util. I don't think that they even have their molly. So this is going to be extremely rough. This should be a round win for the side of Passion. You see where Key is right now. Key is in a perfect position to get them off the bomb. 30 seconds remaining. They don't even have enough time to really rotate, but it looks like that's what they're going to attempt to do right here. Now, all 4 players are over at this B site on this defensive side. So if they're going to be able to sneak around and get to A, none of these players yet have moved. It looks like Cool might be able to catch somebody off. And yes, he's getting him down to 28 HP, letting them know that, hey, listen, the bomb has rotated back, and now they're not going to be letting anything come through. This is going to be an easy round win for the side of Passion.
Yeah, I mean, it was just really coming down to fundamentals. You didn't want to go down at all right there. Just want to play your 3P as much as possible, get as much information as you can, and just play it out because you have all of the advantage in the world, especially after rotating as fast as they did onto site. Also, a big thing to look out for is just the numbers that we've been seeing as far as baiting and switching. A lot of the times there'll be a swing, and it'll be a swing of 3 players on the side of Passion. And that, to me, just shows that they're really in sync right now, and they are doing a fabulous job at making sure to synchronize their team shot.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about IGLing and playing the right position. Right now, they're sending their Dallas over to B on defense, letting him snap, make sure that nobody's coming over toward that B side, and then they're being aggro with all 3 of these players at A. Why not? You got a Talon Dart. You can Talon Dart this inner area, which is what they've been doing, and then use outer to press up very easily, and this is what they've been doing every single time with these 2 players. The Trench, the Dahlia combination at this long has been so much to deal with, and right now these players are going to be fighting essentially in a hole. It feels like right now that they're fighting out of.
One thing that you have to remember about LAN is that the nerves are never as high. And like, the pressure is on right now, and what we're seeing when there's a runway peaking, players are so smart about not taking that down, not getting picked. You're seeing it's so difficult right now for any type of long-range pick play. Right? It's all about the movement right now. Both teams trying to make something happen. Finally, Good Lad is taken down after the health is put down to 0 for both players, and the moves are being made. Skeppy in a 1v1 battle, and the trade comes in, and Key goes down. Good win for him.
Yeah, and there's Key coming on that flank. Like I said, if he's going to be going over to B, he's going to be hitting that snap, and he says, oh man, the closest guy is way over at A. I'm out. I'm hitting this easy flank, and that's what he was able to do right there. Get the nice pinch. You can see Class, he is locked in right now. There's Key. Man, what a beautiful afro that is, man. So beautiful, man. He's going to definitely have the little headset hair that you get after wearing a headset for a while, man. Gotta love that.
I mean, these players, like, just looking at all of them when I walked into the studio, is that they are just so calm and collected. I really like to see that out of them. You know, you didn't know what to expect coming from online. Transitioning to LAN is like, you know, are some of them going to look a little too nervous? Did they not get enough sleep last night? That doesn't matter. It looks like they are all very confident coming into this tournament, and that is just going to make for some exciting play. And hey, and the hair, we know how important the hair is. That brings plus 10 confidence boost on the stats.
Oh, yes, 110% right now. Skeppy, he's trying to work inner Prosper. I believe he was one shot. He tried to throw a molly, ended up downing himself, but he's going to go ahead and get right on back up. So, hey, let's see how exactly they're going to get this bomb down. They do have 2 players, 3, that are all in the inner, which is going to leave this flank open. He missed the stick on the Simtex, but Icy's able to pick up one either way. He's going to get out of dodge. They're going to need to hand-res that one because guess what? No link on him, and they're going to be able to get him up. Nice down coming out of Icy with the sniper, and he's able to take out Cool. My goodness, he's going on a spree. Not able to finish it off, but what a showing out of Icy.
He hit the shot, too, as soon as he was jumping over the jump. I love it. I like to see that. We are starting to get these players warm as warm can be as we get later into the day. That is what you are going to notice as we get deeper into this one. Players are just going to start feeling the shot. They're getting used to their setups, right, because they're not at home. They didn't have much time. They only played, I believe, last night, and that was it. So, you know, getting used to everything, making sure that you're comfortable on LAN in front of people. There's an audience. I mean, you know, there's just a total different switch. Like, you got to get used to the feeling, and it looks like they're starting to feel themselves because that was exceptional. Icy looking hot right now, and there we go. We're going to get some util, and the play going to be on to B once more, and this is a lot of pressure here. You want to at least take away 1 or 2 on this side.
Yeah, right now it's definitely a defensive-sided map. We're seeing the reasons why. It can just be so hard to get this bomb down, even if you have that anvil shield. And yeah, there's the molly going to be coming in. Now they're going to be shooting that shield out with those shredder rounds, getting rid of it. And hey, either you're going to have to wait another 30 seconds to go plant the bomb, or you're going to have to try and get it down now, and that's not going to be the case. That shield is completely gone. Now, the interesting thing about Anvil in the recent update about 2 weeks ago is that every 30 seconds he is going to be getting that shield back. That is one of the main reasons that we're seeing Anvil picked a whole lot more often throughout this tournament so far. And you can see Skeppy, he's just waiting for that to recharge. He's about 5 seconds off of that Anvil shield. Maybe they'll have a smoke play coming out. Looks like Saint doesn't have any smokes in his back pocket, so they got to straight up go for the gunny. They got to go ahead and put this shield down and protect him. Here we go.
Yeah, and it needs to be a full team shot to be able to drag that thing down and get the down onto Skeppy, and it's just not going to happen fast enough. He's able to get it off without taking any type of damage whatsoever. I was watching 8s not too long ago, and that Anvil play really is just, that is a super meta play. You want to be building your pushes around it, and it's going to work out pretty well for him right now. Icy trying to get some angles off. The smoke goes down for the retake, but Key is going to open this one up, getting that down onto Skeppy. Skeppy was in prime position there to make something happen, and he immediately goes down. Prosper does get the pick on the Class and Bull, and he's going to get the full kill onto Class and gets cool. Prosper, you freak. He is just taking everybody out. Dallas v. Dallas at the moment, and it is up to Key to make sure to hold off here. Oh my god, but it's now a 2v1. He was able to get it off, and that's going to do it. What a big, big play out of Prosper. That is clutch.
Oh yeah, big time. And now we got ourselves a 2-5 heading into half. And hey, listen, 2-5 is definitely a winnable situation heading into the favorable side of defense. So now we got to see what Prosper, Skeppy, Goodlad, and Icy are going to be picking. Looks like they're going to have that Anvil for those retakes. Now we get to see if Passion is going to be having an offensive Anvil the same way that Elevate did, because right now is where it's starting to be a chess game. If you played Anvil on offense, you're most likely going to be playing it on defense. So knowing that there's going to be most likely an Anvil that you're going to be going up against, what is going to be your go-to rogue? What is going to be your go-to? And it looks like they're going to be having the talent on offense yet again. So double intel going to be coming out the side of Passion. This is very interesting. I believe that they only have one player with shredder rounds, so we got to see exactly how this is going to go.
I don't remember the bans. Did we see bans? Obviously Dahlia. Dahlia's probably banned for whatever reason. We don't have a Kestrel. And what other ones can you guess?
Ronin, Glitch, Kestrel.
Ronin for sure.
Yeah.
All right, and we also had a Fixer. We had a... Okay, we got a Scorch. And yeah, obviously as well. So Scorch definitely coming in, and that's going to be huge. Yeah, that really is the wrench that was probably thrown in there to really mess things up. Having those two bans is excellent, though. I think that just changes, you know, watching 8s with 2 bans, it's just a lot more fun, a lot more advanced play.
Yeah, and it adds for a little bit of strategy as well. You know, you get your out-of-game ban, you let them know who you're getting out of here, and then you go in-game, hit them with a little bit of surprise that they weren't expecting. You can even see the Glitch was being hovered by this defensive squad, and if Glitch was not banned, I'm going to be honest, I feel like it's a mistake to not pick Glitch, especially if you know there's going to be an Anvil on the map, but we just got to see how they're going to be able to play it out. You can see 2 players already going to be working long, smoke in the hand of Cannibals, so we're going to be waiting for that to come out. They're going to be trying to get this bomb down, but they're going to need to watch out for that molly. And look at the shield. Look at the shield placement that was put up, that defensive shield, letting them know if you want to come to this site, you're going to have to go through all of this metal. And man, it took Class about 30 seconds to get rid of that. Now they can do their smoke play, and this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, sometimes I'll see like a shield that's just out in no man's land, and then all of a sudden the next shield is up, and then they chain it, link it to where you cannot get past it, and it's just so annoying for the other team. Class going to get taken down, almost going to go, and there we go. A very good placement by Icy to get him full killed, and now we are in a 4v2. Saint goes down as well. Runway last one up with the bomb, going to try to get this insta revive off, and it does come in. Oh, a nade goes out, and it is going to pick one up. Oh no, takes down Bull. Cool. Get his player or his teammate out of there. Very unfortunate, but I mean it was already a very tough situation. Being able to pick up that many players in that fight, it was just excellent. Great team shots across the board.
Oh yes, and one thing that I do want to point out is that Icy is one of the players that we looked at. He was extremely underrated coming into to this tournament. And right now, he has been proving that he belongs right now. 11 downs, 6 assists, 11 elims, $80,000 cash to his name. He is absolutely showing out, and if they're going to be able to come back, his runway play is going to be absolutely incredible for this squad, and they're going to need it to be continuously to be superb.
He is really the only one that I've seen that was able to pop off with some picks. Other than that, it has been just full beaming or team shots that have been getting those early downs or first bloods off. Icy really just on point with getting some of these kills. Looking for these smokes though, good placement, and now they're going to be throwing bomb in and just getting a little aggro here. Not deciding to go all the way through, they're just going to put it down. I like that. Look at that cover, and they were able to get away with all of their life. So a perfect 4v4 here for the retake.
Yeah, but the big question is, what are you going to do once that Anvil puts his shield down? This is the interesting situation, is you do have a Molly on your side, but they put the Anvil shield to block off that entryway. Now, that is a very interesting strategy. Instead of using it for the defuse, they're going to be using it to push up and Prosper. Skeppy, they're absolutely putting everybody down right now. It's only going to be Class remaining for his squad, as he is the lone Talon, and he's going to be inner by his lonesome. He's able to take out one, he is able to get the finish. Now it's a 1v2. This is a winnable situation. Saint Drone is going to be getting up the Dallas, and that's most likely going to be all she wrote. Yes. 4-5, baby. We got ourselves a game.
I love that strategy. You put the shield down, and it totally takes away any opportunity for a flank. You can just force stack the jump wall. You just all go jump wall, wrap around, take out the whole team, and that was a very good on-the-spot decision to just have that happen. And that's really going to be the game changer for the next 2 days, is which team is going to commit to a plan and stick to it, commit, and stay aggro and ape the heck out of the other team, right? Like, if you're hitting your shots, you're winning your fights, and you're getting all aggressive like that, there's really nothing that can take you out. Every 10K that we saw this past year, it has been Turtle just doing that time and time again versus Hamsters. Hamsters, obviously being the #2 team, they just weren't able to hang on to that aggression. So whatever team comes to life at this LAN and is able to pull off stuff like that consistently, that is going to be our winner.
Yeah, and the one thing that I'm super impressed with right now as well is the overall play out of Skeppy on this Anvil. He's been making such smart decisions with it. Starting off, letting them know, listen, you're not going to be able to come through quickly, putting that shield. Ooh, and he did reveal a player in middle. Now things can get spicy. The question is, do you push forward now, or do you turn around and fight? You can see Bull. He's looking for him. He's going to run right into Icy. Icy with a massive flank. That's going to be huge. Now, can he stay alive? That's going to be the question. He's got his teammates looking over him up top middle, so they're going to have to go to war. Cool, able to land a nasty sniper shot. That player's going to be getting up unless that nade hits him, but only for 40. Unfortunate. So now we got ourselves a 3v2 situation. Bomb in hand of Key and the Dallas. Let's see exactly how he's going to be able to maneuver this. He does have a molly in his hand for the post plant potentially.
Global revive going to be so huge. That's why you see the 2 Saint picks coming in. Dallas just going to be playing this one slow. Key getting ready to make a move here. 35 seconds to go, and they're going to double up here. Duo the site. Do take a little bit of damage here, but that is going to be okay. But it's going to be Skeppy with the dubskis. C4 coming in and just blasts them away. We're tied 5-5.
Man, being able to save your important utility for when it matters. Understanding that in order to get them off of that bomb, they have no trophies, ladies and gentlemen. That means you can throw a molly at the bomb. That means you can cook a nade and throw it at the bomb. That means you can huck a C4 that's maxed out and get a guaranteed kill on the bomb. And you can see right there, that's what Skeppy was waiting for. Able to pick up a massive 2-piece. And like I said, his Anvil has been superb. And I'm not sure if it's because the last time that he played this game at a high level was, I believe, last November and December-ish.
Yeah.
So Anvil was very popular back then. You know, so maybe you look back at that and say, listen, he's just carrying over for what he knows from 1 year ago. And right now, it's working. 5-5. They're on the defensive side, which is the favored side. This squad in Passion, they've got their backs against the wall now.
Like he never left, coming in, doing some big things. Cool, trying to hit that high pressure shot. Prosper was ready for it. Big read right there. That's not the kind of pick that you want in this situation. Oh, and Key gonna get Icy down. So still up though. There goes the global res, and we're just gonna wait for the drone to do its work, and back to a 4v4 1v3. We are trying to see where these players are going to push and hold. Bull is going to get that opening pick in this scenario. I'm loving it. I mean, that's got to be a stat. How many picks has Bull had in these situations? Hello?
Yeah.
Bull, all day. He's just got the reads on all of these players. Skeppy goes down, and now we are in the 1v3 situation. Probably not going to happen. Not going to win that fight. Bull is literally his name right now. He is an absolute bull, just bulldozing, and he is so confident. With the dance.
Yeah, even hitting the default dance, man. Sometimes you got to do it to him. Simple as that. But at the end of the day, that was their first round on offense. Now, I will say, Cool almost just threw their round away. I'm going to be totally honest. In the double intel offensive meta, you should never, ever, 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 listen to me if you're listening and playing the game, you should never, ever, ever push long without your Dallas snap to know if a player is there. Because guess what? You have a Talon. You also have a Dallas. Why are you not clearing that out? Why are you just letting your runaway push up by herself? That is not the best idea, and Prosper was able to get a big first blood off of it, but the early rotation came through. Cannibals was able to get into the A side of the defenders, and hey, once he was able to get back there, he was wreaking havoc, as you saw.
I think it's safe to say that Icy is one of the best performing members on his team right now, just doing some big things. Has a huge stat line. If he's the first one to go down in the push, it's going to be terrible. Oh my, Skeppy. I think he just felt the effects of land right there. He goes down instantly, just melted off the server. Icy with a big pick onto Cool Matt. And we are seeing the push come in. Icy does take some damage, and the C4 does the trick. Glass is going to get the full kill on him, and Bull's still just wrecking right now, though 2v1, and there we go. Prosper being as aggressive as he usually is. He gets that two-piece, and he is just running in. He's flashed, though. Hey, there's nothing he could have done.
Oh, man, Cannibals. He had the big revive right there. He hand-revived that player. Prosper almost made it a 1v1 situation, but Canny was able to get the hand-res on that player, and we all know Saint, he gets back some HP whenever he's able to revive someone. You can see Prosper right there. He's a little bit frustrated. He's saying, man, that should have been my 1v1, but hey, they got the quick revive off with that lifeline on the Saint. So, hey, now we're in a situation. I feel like right now, with this squad and passion on match point, I feel like right now they've got to stay calm, stay collected. They cannot let these rounds start to rack up going the other way.
Yeah, the upgrades are pretty much in. They are ready to rock with their kits. And they got 16 downs on Icy's side. He's like, good lad, what you doing over there? But no, that's the Saint. You can't be talking about that. Also, Bomb Planner, he's doing what he needs to do. But yeah, that's just some big numbers being landed by Icy. But yeah, Prosper also, you got to talk about him as being one of the best players in the world. Do you think that he is in-game leading?
100%. I feel like that is really your best option. You know, when you're coming into this tournament, and you know, I put out my rankings before. Prosper was 3rd overall. Everyone else on his team was 18 through 24. So when you're in that situation and you feel like, you know, you're the best player, you make the best decisions, you're definitely going to be that IGL for your team. And sure. I mean, honestly, I feel like he's putting Skeppy in a great position to succeed almost every single time. What a beautiful shield right there from him. Even though he did go down, that was great shield placement to be able to buy himself some more time. So now we're going to see a 3v3 situation. There's still no trophies on this offensive side. Able to land the double explosive to take out Icy. Is this player going to be getting a hand revive, though? That's the big question. No. Believe that player is going to be staying down in the Talon. I'm not sure. It looks like he is going to be getting up, actually. So there we go. So it's going to be an offensive 3v2 situation. Let's see if they're going to be able to get the bomb down.
Good land, 3P in a little bit, trying to get some information. Gonna just communicate it to his teammate, let him know where he needs to be to try to get some help. The bomb does get planted.
He had a molly and he waited. See, it's things like that. You cannot wait. The second that they go to that bomb, you have to throw the molly on it. You cannot wait, because guess what? If a player's halfway through planting it and then the molly comes, they're just going to eat the molly for those 50 or 60 HP, and they're going to be good to go. That's exactly what Class is doing, and Class has no reason to move. He is going to be staying right on site. He has 2 players looking over him. He's already able to take out Good Lad. Now all that's left is Prosper, and this looks like it is going to be a 1-0 series lead for the side of Passion.
Wow. Okay, so Not something I was exactly expecting. Like you said, Prosper's in your, what, number 3?
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is coming prepared to this LAN. But once again, we also have to say, like, where is the practice gone? Who have been preparing? Because there's a lot of out-of-game development, right? Like, you need to develop your teamwork around what are people's tendencies, what do you like to be, you know, what rogues are your best bet, and what rogues are we going to want to ban for Elevate? Because that really is where we're at right now. This is kind of like a draft tournament at this point. I hate to say it, but that's really, we've got the best players in the world here, minus a few, but they're just not as prepared units as they'd like to be, right? So they really had to put in that time. They had to prepare and be like, look, this is exactly how we want to approach Hollows, and we're going to do it exactly like this. And they had to do it like, you know, within the past week or so, with the announcements of the teams, get some 8s in, get some practice. You saw in the chats that we were in that they were just making sure to get as much of that in as possible, and it's really paying off for Passion because they just made Hollows look incredible. I mean, really, where was the biggest standout for you in all of that?
I think it was honestly the change that Cannibals and company made on the offensive side. You saw Passion, they dropped, I believe it was 3 rounds off the rip on the offensive side, and then they immediately didn't drop another round on offense, simple as that. So I feel like they adjusted well, and those are the type of things that you need to do. You need to be the better adjusting team. If something is not working on the offensive side, you have to be able to read, react, change up your game flow, and figure something out, and that's exactly what Cannibals was able to do. You saw him multiple times able to play the rotations, get behind the enemy lines, and he'd be good to go and really be able to wreak some havoc.
I am just so impressed with how many times I saw Bull on that that opening. I mean, I really do want to see that stat. Maybe Blue will have it at the end of this series. You know, Mr. Statman here, he came with books on books. Like, the guy was ready for this. You can see on the desk right there, like, Nick, all Nick had to do was just throw him a single question, and Blue was gone for like a year. Like, it's like he knows every single thing. So just make sure to have that ready for me, Blue. I want to know exactly how many times Bull in this series is going to get opening picks. Hey Blue, how's it going? The human calculator. You ready for it? Okay, the nostril. Okay, I like it. I like to see how ready you are. That was perfect. He's our man. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Rome is in the house. This is your first LAN, bro. This is your first time that you are at a live event. How do you feel after that first game?
I feel absolutely incredible. I gotta say, I love being here in person. It's a whole new energy. It's a whole new feel, a whole new vibe. I gotta be happy that my first cast at LAN is with you as well. You know, it's been an absolute joy, an absolute pleasure, and now we get to go to another map that we both know and love in Windward.
This is my map. This is the map that I like. There's a lot more room, a lot more space for the pick potential. I like the snipes. I'm a big fan. I come from the Halo genre. I come from Call of Duty, so naturally, also Counter-Strike. I love Counter-Strike. So just naturally, I like the wider open areas. You know, playing util and, you know, setting up for the quick flanks, you know, that's all good stuff. But man, when you're watching somebody just pop off of that sniper, it's a different story. And Windward is that map for me. Love watching those wide open lanes just for any type of pick potential. But guess what? I'm going to get it. There we go. Cool Matt on his runway and Icy on the fixer.
Yeah, 2 different snipers, but both are going to be looking to be extremely effective right here. We got to see how Cool is going to be feeling with that sniper shot. We do know that this map, King of the Hill, is one of the few maps in King of the Hill that you will be able to pull out that sniper rifle and actually do some real damage. So we got to see if Cool is going to be able to do that. We know Runway's passive. She's going to be having that assault rifle and that sniper on her back. So it's really just going to be about when he feels like pulling it out. So it's going to be very interesting to see that. We also got to see how the fixer is going to be playing, whether he's going to be using that DMR, whether he's going to be switching up, trying something different. We just got to wait and find out. Not sure if he's going to be sniping with that fixer, just because, you know, you're only going to be having the warrant in your back pocket. You're not going to be guaranteed to have that assault rifle as well.
Hey, a fully upgraded warrant though. You can still, hey, if you're beaming, you're beaming. That's just the way the Roco company works, especially here on LAN. I got to test a little bit as I was setting up the studio. It is a fun time. Let me tell you, if you have an opportunity to get some friends together and put together some Roco, do it, because it is amazing. A great time indeed. And here we go. Starting off, we are going to fly in and see what we've got going on the side of Elevate. Elevate is going to be making their move towards a site, and it looks like they are going to go head-to-head 3v4, I believe. Yes, it is going to be 3v4, so got to watch the numbers here. Bull's going to put down the shield on the corner, give him a little extra intel with the window, and there we go. Blue, write it down. Bull opening up the show once more, but oh my god, the team shot. Good lad, all over the place, and they just wiped out the entire team despite the opening pick.
Yeah, and right here is where this squad in Elevate might be able to start flexing their muscles. They might be able to say, look, Demolition, we understand it's a lot more strategy involved, but here, where we pretty much just got to shoot our guns, make the right rotations, we'll be good to go. We might be able to hang with some of the best teams here, and that's what they're looking to prove right now, is they're off to a great start. They're going to be at about a 40-0 lead now. For those of you guys that are just tuning in that haven't seen Roco Company play it at the competitive level, our second game mode is King of the Hill. Okay, we've seen it in a couple other games, things like that. You know, it's a pretty standard game mode, so I'm sure that you guys have seen it before in some fashion, but the whole way to get points is by standing on the hill. Simple as that. If you're on the hill, you're going to be good to go getting these points, and that's exactly what this squad in Passion is doing right now, and they have double trophies. Let me just say this right now. Normally when you see a Mac, you normally see a Dahlia attached with it, which is what we're seeing out of Elevate, but on the side of Passion, you see an Anvil instead of a Dahlia. Now, this is a very interesting situation, simply because, and he was able to get that one as well, and that is going to be a full squad wipe. Wow, Passion with an incredible hold, and Cannibals, he is absolutely the bull on the map right now.
I'm telling you, he's the dozer, and he is just kicking butt right now, just holding things down. 25 seconds until the rotation comes in, and we're going to maybe see an early one. Yep, they're going to have the fight going on over there, and they put down, oh my gosh, the beams from Class, getting Good Lad out of there, and they have got a very good double angle to be able to fire on, and Prosper in a tight spot there. Class had the high ground, going to be able to easily take him out, and the Mac play is so darn deadly here in King of the Hill. It's really tough to put up with.
Yeah, and the thing is that they're going up against two LMGs in the Mac and the Anvil, and as you said, that can just be so rough. And Good Lad, he understands he is not in the best position right now. Cool doesn't have any Texas, but guess what? He's got your head in the middle of his scope, and he's going to be good to take you out. Man, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Cool, definitely one of the players, anytime that he is on the runway, anytime that he has a sniper in his hand, duck your head.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again in the past with him on land. He just is able to just land some insane shots, and he is putting it to work right now. Good shots being landed by Class. He's got the help, and he lives! He lives! Did he have...
That is exactly what I'm talking about. He had the LMG. He can hold it down. You saw he only had 13 bullets left out of the 60 that he started with. Fired off 47 shots to hold them off, get them all low, dodge roll away, because guess what? His teammates got the trade coming in. Those are exactly the type of plays that you have to be making if you're going to be going this double LMG composition. Man, beautiful stuff coming out of this Passion squad.
They all stacked stairs, and that gave him all of the advantage that he needed to stay alive long enough to get his help right there. So fabulous plays are being made, and there we go. The new kill is going to be up. The rotations are going to be fought for. Key trying to get some good shots in. Class is back on the feed there, and oh my god, Class just taking all of the fights right now. This is beautiful. He is really playing the stairs very effectively right now, just making sure to just use his team's angles. He's not overcommitting to anything that he doesn't need to. And here we go, the fixer coming into play, and that is why he is so deadly right there. You put that on those smokes, and he just becomes a Terminator.
Yeah, beautiful break coming out of this Elevate squad, but now the thing is they're going to need to hold it for 100 seconds, and this is just not one of those hills that you can typically hold for that long. But hey, listen, if you got a good setup, anything is possible. Simple as that, man. You see all the players right now on Passion on the left. From top to bottom, you got Cool, you got Class, you got Canny, and you got Key. And then on the side of Elevate at the top, you got Icy. Below him is Prosper, and then Skeppy and Good Lad to follow. So shout out to all 8 players. Beautiful faces that we get to watch while these players are getting absolutely annihilated. That is another team wipe. Is this Elevate squad actually making the comeback on a windward where there's 4 different ways to get into the hill?
They're trying. They're absolutely putting the good old try in, and here we go. They cannot get one single down. They're going to take the first bit of damage, and it's going to be Prosper that goes. Icy follows, and it is going to be a 2v3. Not going to happen. Almost, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that was very, very close. This is a much closer game. Their king is a lot stronger so far than the demo. The demo seemed to not go as much back and forth as we'd see. It was usually the opening was going towards Passion, but yeah, this was just back and forth a lot more for Elevate. Elevate looking a little bit better, but yeah, what kind of changes do you think they need to make now that they
You know, honestly, I got to be honest, I was super impressed with how they were holding that final D hill. They got 2 complete team wipes to rack up about 75, 80 seconds. And hey, listen, if you're able to do it on the D hill, you can definitely do it on the C hill, which is the money hill. You can 110% do it there. We all know those early rotations come in, and so many points can be acquired on that. You can also acquire a ton of points on this initial hill, because a lot of times, if you are able to get a team wipe, it's just not worth going back to A. It's just simple as that. I'm not going to be going back to this A hill simply because by the time I get there, there's only going to be about 10 seconds left to fight for. At that point, it's just going to be better to rotate early. And you can see Cool right now, he's able to get a kill with the Claymore as well. And that's the great thing. You want to be able to use all the utility possible. Not able to land that sniper shot as the nade comes in and takes him out.
Skeppy going to be able to take down Cool Matt, and the push from Class. He is looking to get that next player. That player's out of there. Already gets the rotation off, and then the full kill comes in, and the rotation is about to come out in 10 seconds. We're going to see where these players are going to get set up at. Cool does land a pick of his own, and Prosper is going to make him pay with a full kill. So it's going to go into this rotation with a 3v4. There is time here if they just speed things up a little bit to have this advantage still. The spawn comes in, he's going to get back to his team, but we're going to watch Class here play this one as slow as possible. Finally, the shots come in. He gets the communication from his team that he needs to push out, and the last player up is going to put a little bit of damage though, but just a little bit. Prosper going to try to just live up and wait for his team.
Yeah, and the big thing right there is the squad in Elevate. They tried to take over the spawns. They tried to go to where you really want to be on this B hill, which is the backside at the top of that ramp, but they didn't win their gunfights. And if you're not going to be winning your gunfights, then essentially you're just going to be putting yourself in an extremely tough position to be able to win it. But finally, they're going to be able to get some of this scrap time, but I'm afraid that that's all that it is going to be, because this hill is rotating in the next 20 seconds, and we're going to the money hill, and guess what? There's a wild bull already on it.
Yeah, and his shots with that maul right now is just on. I mean, look at this. Look at this. He is just switching back and forth. He knows exactly the type of play he needs to make right now. He's watching both angles and playing it as slow as possible. He is just that guy. That is, you have to get around him if you want to make a play, and it is tough to do so. Look at the shield placement coming in. Prosper does open this one up. That's going to be key right there to be able to take down Bull off the rip, and they've got the numbers. Last player up going to be Class, and they just full on ape him, get him out of there, and now this might be a little bit of comeback and get this one just controlled right here, but they need to make sure they don't go down. Bull, it's Bull again. Rome, every time.
Every single time, and now he's going to be moving up. He's got a C4 in hand as well. Ooh, thought he was going to be able to take out that player. Unfortunate, he's going to be dropping him anyway. Hopping in, trying to take out a couple players, but guess what? Icy's going to be meeting him with a C4 of his own, and that is a beautiful hold coming out of the Elevate squad. They should be able to hold this one down, and yes, the kill feed all going red. If you're a fan of Elevate, that's exactly what you want to see.
Incredible push right there. Very good job holding it off, though. We've got 15 seconds for the rotation. Here we go. There's going to be some fights. Oh, my good Lord. I mean, he was swinging out of there like he was just like, take me. I don't want to live anymore. I'm done. And here we go. The fight for the middle hill, and it is coming down to the wire. It is all set up. We have got 1 minute left in this round, and we're going to try to see a huge comeback happen out of Elevate. Otherwise, they're going to be down 2-0 in this series. They do not want to have that happen here in the first. Oh, my God. Cool. Cool is landing those headshots today. He gets into another fight very confident, but not going to be able to land the the final shot. He got a little ahead of himself right there. You usually just want to play as safe as... When you're in tournament play, sure, those fancy plays are great. Getting those dubs are great. But he had numbers advantage. Oh my gosh, look at the absolute melt that just came out of Class landing the shots needed, and they are going to take over this one. 20 seconds until this is over, and they have one more hold, one more push on the side of Elevate. Let's see if they can do it from Passion. Class, he's in a good spot right now to hang. Oh my God, there's the shield.
Yep, there it is. They took all their time going around just to walk into an anvil shield at the gate, man. Those are exactly the type of Passion plays that you want to see, man. That is the definition of Passion right there.
I love how that's what it's been. Like obviously in demo, you want to make sure that you guard your plant. But also, they were on top of getting those flanks totally negated. Like, they took them off of the map every time.
Yeah.
Like, every single time a situation was going into their favor, over on the side of Elevate, Passion was able to put down just incredible shields, totally taking out a lane, and immediately, whether it was defense or attack, it would always benefit them. I really, really like the Anvil plays. Bull, tell me more about this, man. This guy is an absolute monster.
Man, Canny, he told me before the LAN, he said, okay, you put me at 13, that's cool, but I'm going to be performing like 13. I'm top 8 for sure. Yeah.
Bro, 13?
I might have made a mistake there, man. I might have made a mistake, because guess what? He told me he is a different animal at LAN, and right now, the bull has its horns out. I got to say that. Cannibals has been absolutely impressing me, showing out to the max for his squad in Passion. And hey, listen, now we're going into map 3. You have a 2-0 map lead in the series. Now you just got to close it out here. And guess what? If you win this, you're guaranteed in the money. This is actually a money match. So, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see how this is going to be working out with these squads as we take a look at these replays.
Cannibals. I just write it down. Cannibals is just coming to life. You see him so much in Twitch chats. You just see him so active in the community. I know he's so happy to be here and being able to just put on this show for everybody in the first bracket round. This has been exciting. Cool Matt as well. Oh, his accuracy has just been too sweet. We have been seeing some good stuff from Icy, but you know, when you've got two snipers on the map, when it's, you know, runway v runway or fix or whatever, it really comes down to making sure that you're just out shooting that other guy. Like, if you're watching the lanes, you got to make sure that you are just outperforming the other sniper, and it seems like Cool Matt is just killing it right now. I mean, he has just been landing some excellent body shots most of the time. Like, we've been getting pretty lucky at picking up a lot of his headshots, but it has been really about the amount of damage that he's able to do on the long transitions. Anytime there was a big rotation, he was able to get multiple body shots on players. Like, you could see it when they were wrapping around a corner. Bam, bam. He got 2 body shots in. They were able to push it. They knew that they could have the advantage in the HP department. So I really like what I'm seeing out of Cool Matt. He's performing, but so far, Cannibals just stealing the show. And this is where you start to feel some major like, just nerves kick in when you're down 2-0 in a series. Elevate, you know, one of the biggest orgs in Roco Company right now. You're a #1 player, really. Prosper, you're #3, but he was on, you know, he's on Right Turtle, one of the most dominant Roco Company rosters there are.
Yeah.
And he's coming into his first LAN. He's going to put a lot of pressure on himself, and getting, you know, knocked down to the elimination bracket this early. I mean, you're going to start to feel something right now that going into this next map. This is do or die right now. You do not want to try to crawl your way back into things. You want to stay in the winner's bracket as long as possible. And I'm looking for Prosper. This is the guy that I really want to make sure that we highlight right now, that he's going to be the guy that I'm looking to just absolutely go off in this next game, because it's usually those players, right? It's those guys that come to life when you need them the most. When you're just backed up into a corner that turns into that tiger you need so much.
Yeah, now we're going to be going on to Canal's Demolition. My big question is, when it comes to these bans, are you going to be throwing a little bit of a monkey wrench in there if I'm the side of Elevate? I know for a fact I would. Typically, the bans are going to be Ronin and Glitch pretty much in every Demolition that we see in competitive, mainly because if you're on the offensive side, you ban Ronin just because you don't want to go into a player that is unrevealable. Why? Because if you Dallas snap, you think the site's clear, and then there's a Ronin hiding behind a box. Nobody likes running into that. And, you know, on the other side, if you ban Ronin, Glitch is a direct counter if there's no Ronin on the map. So why not just walk around with a glitch and have a good time? But guess what? That gets banned out most of the time too. So maybe they won't ban either one of them, force the other team to either ban both and just play completely into their new meta of a game. Maybe that's something that they can throw out there. Who really knows?
New strategy is going to try to be developed here in the live. We'll do it live, you know? Like, you're coming in, there's not set teams with set strategies that you could have been watching for the past few months. This is just going to be a very new atmosphere for all of them. So getting to see these strategies is going to be huge, and there we go. We're starting to see some Seeker develop, and that is just going to be exactly what I'd expect. Obviously a Dallas, and then we've got a Chalk, a very good pick indeed. I really like to see this all across the board. We do have a Vi, though, so that could switch things up.
Man, I have not seen a Vi on canals in a long time. It's been a while. But man, Vi used to be a staple pretty much in every single demolition map in Rogue Company. So being able to use it here, listen, Skeppy's on that one. He's saying, listen, it was good back when I played it. It'll be good now. Simple as that, man. Maybe he's thinking that. We got to see exactly what is going to be going down because Cool, yet again, he's going to be on that runway, having that sniper rifle in his hands, putting those claymores down. This is going to be very interesting because I want to know if the Anvil ended up getting banned. I kind of want to know what the bans were in this map specifically, just because I feel like, honestly, Cannibals, his Anvil play has been absolutely astounding.
Yeah, get him off of that. That's all I got to say. Get him out of there, because the past two maps, it's just been his show indeed. And also, you got to look at it, maybe they didn't ban Anvil, because now they have that Vi.
Yep.
And that could easily just take him out of the game, putting it down on the sites. But then again, you've got to play it right. I mean, you can easily play around that with the Anvil. But either way, yeah, I think you might be right. Get him off of it for sure. Cannibal's just looking too darn dominant. And now he's on the Saint. So I like to see it. We are getting into this third map. This could possibly be a 3-0. Elevate could get knocked down to the elimination. Before we get into this, though, we got to just talk about how beautiful these PCs are. I set them up all week, and I played on them. They are so clean. Thank you so much to Alienware. Alienware PCs are just hot fire right now, and they are working beautifully.
Yes, and speaking of hot fire, it seems like this squad is going to be finding themselves in some right now, as all 4 players for the side of Elevate have rotated over. They've got eyes on this site, essentially from all angles in the back right now. And the big question is this squad in Passion going to feel confident enough to try and put the bomb down? It looks like they're starting to work this long area with 2 players. Simtek's going to be coming out, not going to be anyone there. So guess what? They've got full site control. Now the big question is, what do you do with it?
Cool, trying to get some 3P off, looking for any type of information. Chalk just runs in with the rage. He is going to get revealed and just hides, waiting for the big play to make. Cool going to get the pick onto Icy. The plays are being made. The push comes out. Good lad. Skeppy, they're going to be able to get the picks. It's going to be a 2v3 now, and a fight comes out. Bull's not going to be able to win that fight. That's one of the first times that I've seen that. Cannibals is going to get full kills. Prosper Logic is also able to get one of his. So we've got 3v1. It is Prosper to be the hero that we need, and Key just takes him out, no problemo. Was that a one-tap? Did he just one-tap dink him?
Hey, 53 damage to the head. Sometimes that's all you need if the player's low. And hey, right now, hey, Skeppy kind of proved me wrong already. He's got 3 elims, 2 downs to his name. He's putting in work on that Vi. He was actually throwing a Vi pod out at the start once they pushed up toward A. That way they couldn't plant the bomb, and if they did, they would at least know. So great Vi usage coming out of Skeppy right now. We got to see exactly how Prosper and company are going to keep on adjusting, try and rack up these round wins on this defensive side. We know this is another map that is typically defensive sided. So how many rounds on defense can you rack up? That's the real question.
As many as you possibly can is really what you want in this scenario. Elevate have just had a really big time they've been struggling. They've been struggling a little bit here with this squad. This squad has been coming out hot on the side of Passion. They're showing exactly that, and as soon as I'm saying it, Cool opens it up with the pick onto Skeppy. This is really that time where you get to see who can close it out. Who are the closers? Class coming in with the rage, gonna jump over. He's ready for battle. He takes down Prosper. Key is able to get his win. He gets the full kill onto Good Lad, and only one player is left up, and they just run through Elevate, no problemo.
And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like bread and butter, because that was the definition of a bread and butter play. That is I gotta be honest, this is one of the oldest plays in Rogue Company history. This play has been around pretty much since Customs came out over a year and 3 months ago. So, you know, you use that shock to throw those flashes toward the backside, you pop the rage, and you win whatever 1v1 you're going to be going up against. Because guess what? Whoever you're playing against, they don't have the same amount of HP as you saw right there. Class was able to take out that Dallas, push toward the backside, and honestly, that's a play that we've seen Cute Hamsters even do. Honestly, that was their bread and butter play from all the way from November all the way through June. It seemed like they always picked chalk. They put ink on the chalk even, and they just said, you know what, go in front of us. Before it was Bobster on the chalk. They did the same play. It doesn't matter who it's going to be, and now you see Class, who loves playing those entry fraggers. He's going to be the one doing it for this squad today.
When you're forced back into this pick from the extra bands that you've got to make it work. And it's just one of those plays where you've got basically 2 lanes on both sides, and you've got the jump wall, and Chalk is just perfect to go right down the mid because he's got help on both sides. So I love to see that executed so perfectly. Cool getting aggressive here. He does get a little damage. He's going to be able to put in the down, but the double from Icy is just perfect. But hey, they get right back up and they take care of business. What did we just witness? What just happened?
That was such beautiful trading coming out of this Passion squad. 2 players went down. One got Saint droned. After he got Saint droned, he immediately finished the enemy that was getting Saint droned, and then he got his teammate up at the same time. So turning a situation that was a 2v3 in your disadvantage, flipping it into a 4v3 immediately, that was just absolutely incredible by this Passion squad. Now they got the bomb down. 3v3 scenario. Cool gonna be finally missing with this sniper. He's down to 16. He can't be peeking. Molly gonna be coming out. Now's when you wide swing when they least expect it, but he's not able to land the body shot there either.
No.
He finally hits one for 80, but he rolls right into the planks, and he's not able to win that one, but it's all good. Bull and Class, they've got a 2v1 scenario, and they're trying to go for the revive, but the body block is coming in. Both of these players, I believe, are pretty low. Saint going to be rezzing with the lifeline. He's going to be getting his health back, and they're going to be able to take him out. My goodness.
Finally, the 3rd time is the charm. He's able to. He goes back into it. He's like, okay, wait a minute. Now, what just messed me up right there? Let me go find out exactly how much I went out. He just, I mean, almost worked out in his favor. Him getting stuck out like that because they committed too much time to downing him, and that was what was needed for his teammate to come in and get that bait off, and was able to win that fight because of it. And there's no way of knowing that. There's no way of. That's just one of those situations that just kind of worked in his favor.
Yeah.
Him staying out like that and taking that down. But just excellent gunfights being won right now by Passion, and they are bringing the heat. We have got some very good execution coming out. I would like to see Cool hit those shots, though. Those are some pretty easy shots for him when we're talking about his level, his ability, right? He can hit those easy shots no problem, so I'd like to see him a little bit more consistent on that. He's going to get the wide swing, look towards mid. He is revealed, and he's just going to play it a little bit slow with Class. Gets the swing in, and he's going to put down extra util. Here we go. They are going to get ready for the push with the 1 minute marker about to be hit. Getting pushed up now, and this is something that I would have liked to see more over on the other side for Elevate, is that they're just not ever really taking the first moves. They're not ever getting aggressive on the side of defense. Now, it's a defensive map. Oh, baby! Icy is able to land it off of the wall. He gets the bounce off. He does take the trade. Oh my god, he's got a little bit.
There was no Saint drone. Where was the Saint drone? I was waiting for it. I was like, he's gonna get up by the Saint drone, but no, Saint didn't click it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Sometimes you just gotta click that button, man. If you go down that low and you understand you only got 1 tick remaining while you're on the ground, you just gotta yell, "Send the drone, man!" And now Key on the flank, he gets taken out as well, man. 2v2, 2-2 now. Man, Elevate coming right on back, and I gotta be honest, I feel like they're playing the waiting game. I feel like they're waiting for this Passion squad to kind of make a mistake right now. It almost seems like they're waiting for them to push up and catch them off guard, and that's the one thing is when you have all this utility like a Vi and things like that, you can catch them off guard and really just dump a ton of util at them at the same time without them really being prepared for it, without knowing exactly, you know, when it's going to be happening. So I kind of like how this squad in Elevate is playing with the Vi and around it, but we just got to keep on improving on this and try to rack up these rounds on defense, because we know that once this squad flips over and they're going to be on the defensive side, if that anvil is not banned, I'm guessing that Bull is going to be on it and he's going to be wreaking some havoc.
I requested an opening play to be made, and it was immediately made. I am a very happy man right now. Elevate are putting in the work. Icy almost getting his dome taken off by Cool. He's going to back up and just try to regain here. Perfect timing out of him. Getting a little bit lucky right there. Cool running right into the Vi poison.
Prosper.
3P, this flank coming in. Prosper with the big, long flank. Comes in, takes down Cool. The full kill comes in. Skeppy, I'm sorry, is going to get that kill. Icy trying to play as smart as he possibly can. He is still going to live up, but he is the last one against 3. Almost impossible.
All right, now a lot of people are saying, how could you not watch the flank on Canals when that's pretty much one of the most basic defensive plays to do is to hit that flank. You know, right there, Prosper, he walked right through the middle of the map, right up the ramp, and flanked him immediately. And hey, listen, if your player in cut is able to call out numbers, able to call out that all 4 are pushing up, you call out these rogues. You say, listen, guys, listen, as simple as this, all 4 players, Chalk, Saint, Runway, Dallas, I saw them all. Simple as that. Hit the flank right now. We'll buy you time. That's exactly what he was able to do. He came behind him, picked up Cool. First pick is always massive, especially when you're able to get a top fragger like that. And yeah, Icy, he's just in a tough situation now. 1v3. He's able to land a couple of shots, so he's going to be chasing this player down. Needs to hit a crazy bow kill. Not able to do that, unfortunately. Looking for one more. Bull's going to be taking him out. He met the horns.
That's something that we see a lot from the European side, is that their timing with their flanks is so superior. Like, we watch a lot of hamsters, and they're just never ready for it in the grand finals of 10Ks. Like, you go back and you watch how many times Slopodopoulos is allowed to come up behind and get these huge doubles or triples. And it's just ridiculous. They just have that timing on point. As soon as their team needs their help, the flank is there, and that's exactly what we just saw from Prosper. Make that happen more, and they could easily turn this around and get us into a game 5.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, like looking at that last round, that's 110% on Cool, Matt. You know, you have Claymores, you got to be able to put them at the top of the ramp. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a pretty basic strategy. There's really no other place you would want those Claymores, maybe in this cut area that he's been placing them. But honestly, if you understand that you're going up against a Dallas and you're not going to be watching the flank, you got to put a Claymore on your flank at least. And you can see right now, Class, he's going to be pushing in with the Rage. He's going to be able to take out that player as they pinched him from mid. And those are beautiful offensive plays. If you understand that there's a player in cut, you can simply pinch them from mid, util dump them out, and you'll be good to secure that first kill.
Skeppy making a little bit of flank of his own. Prosper going to get some intel here. Going to communicate it to his team, and this is going to be a waiting game now, pretty much. Just going to try to get the timing. The advantage is in the favor of Passion, and they're going to try to push up on the side of Elevate. Try to make something happen, open this one up. It's going to be difficult. Oh, we do get some good damage out of that. Prosper's going to open things up onto Cannibals, but the double from the Simtex. Oh, baby, Cool, Matt. Great timing by him. Prosper does win it against Cool, but there's just been so much time being bought, and then the 2v1 comes in. They're able to peek both at the same time and take him out. That's one of those things that we probably will never see one at this. This is the these 6 teams at this event, these are some of the best players in the world. You'll never be able to see a 1v3, 1v4 type play being clutched. It's just almost impossible because of that right there. When you have the 2 wide angles being peaked at the exact same time, it's a near impossible fight to win. It's just the way Roco Company works. But yeah, we might see, you never know. we might run into one or two, and it might be exciting.
Hey,
But
listen, man, this is a LAN. I'm going to need at least one 1v4 out of these players to take home, man. Simple as that. It's got to happen, man. I'm excited to see it. We've even seen a 7-0 comeback before, so I'm not putting anything past anyone at this point. Once I saw that, I was like, okay, anything can happen in Roco Company. Simple as that. So, hey, listen, I'm ready to see how this squad is going to be teeing up on this defensive side. Right now, they need to win this round. In my opinion, this is a must-win round for the side of Elevate. They need to win this one to go not even up, to be a little bit closer, 4-3, heading into the least favored offensive side. We got to see exactly what the play is going to be. I believe it's just going to be another basic chalk push-out play. And we just got to see exactly when Class is going to be able to do it. Nice dodge coming out at Bull. Not going to be taking any damage to that. Vipoison is going to be coming on out. At least that tear gas going to be slowing down Canny, not going to be letting him get anything in. You can see all the utility is coming out onto them right now as they're trying to push the bomb site, and they're just not going to be letting it happen. Cool, that might not be the person to climb up in challenges. He's going to be able to take that player out expeditiously. But hey, at the end of the day, it's still a 3v4, ladies and gentlemen. And now Skeppy, he's hunting down Icy. Prosper is able to take out, oh my goodness, no, Key was able to turn and burn him with 1 HP. He hit the stim shot as well, and now he's in a fresh 1v1. How is Icy going to be able to win this? Icy hit him with the snap. Icy's going to be able to take him out, giving him the beat down with the assist from Cool. And now all that's left is Icy by his lonesome. They see him way over there. They're going to most likely go ahead and plant this bomb at A to secure the round.
And we just witnessed total Icy up. Like, that's exactly what you need to do in this position. It's just ice it up. Unfortunately, Icy is just going to be left to his lonesome in this 3v1. We said we want to see it. Let's see it here and now. He's going to be able to have a little bit of intel. He knows that there's going to be one play in mid, going to be one play in the far right. That's going to be Cannibals, and then Key is going to be set up. They have perfect triangulation around the site. Almost impenetrable at this point. Going to try to get some sort of intel off. Not going to grab much. So is he going to just give up this money?
Oh, yeah. My goodness.
Okay. Cool Matt says, sit down. No chance. 0%.
I don't think you understand how hard that sniper shot is. Wide swinging while hard aim to be able to line it up straight onto the dome piece. But hey, listen, I'm not putting anything past Cool Matt. The guy is an absolute beast when you put him on those sniper characters. Man, watch your dome, watch your head, and guess what? They got a 5-2 lead heading into the defensive side. Passion, they're looking good to take home some money in this tournament.
Yeah, they look excellent. I mean, whatever work they put in last night with their, putting in this little extra strats, a little decision making here and there, it has worked out in their favor. They look absolutely prepared.
You know, last night they were scrimmaging the public hamsters for about 3 hours at their practice station. So if you're going to be getting in practice, who better to get in the practice against than the team that is, a lot of people are pretty much saying, is the #1 seed coming into this whole thing. So right now, this squad, sky's the limit, man. I got to be honest. Sky is the absolute limit with this team.
I like what I'm seeing, really do. Cannibals, once again, having a great game, making sure to put it. He's playing a lot smarter. Obviously, he's on the Saints, so he's got to play a little bit more passive, play his life a lot more, not going in and trying to get that entry frag. Even though he was on the anvil and he was still getting all of the picks, that to me just says that he's hitting every single shot imaginable. But it's just looking really good for them. Let's see if they can close it out though, Ro. That really is my question mark here, because when you're playing against players of this caliber, closing it out is so darn difficult.
Yeah, and the big thing that I'm looking at right now is the Dahlia Trench Link. So one thing that the other team didn't have, that this squad and Elevate didn't have on defense, they didn't have trophies. And, sometimes that can come back to bite you in a severe way. And you look at this squad in Passion, they've got trophies. They've got the Trench. They've also got the double nades from the Dahlia, who's going to be linked up. I believe that is going to be Cool on the Dahlia, I believe. And we got Class, who I believe has a C4 in his hands long. There's also another player flanking. My goodness, right now, this Passion squad, they've got a lot of map control. And I'm not sure if Elevate even knows.
Yeah, the Dallas snap not coming in. They are making the wide run. Icy's going to watch this flank. We got the barb, 2 barb, double barbed up. And now they're going to try to make the wide swing. But there's just a lot of control here. Class is in a good position. And yeah, they are just not committing to making any type of play right now. So what I'm saying is probably just start the rotation.
Oh, I was waiting
Oh
for
my.
it. Okay, so Key was on the flank. I was like, somebody is flanking. And he did a full 360. I didn't see anyone through the wall. That's why I was like, they have great map control. I'm like, where did Key go? I saw him flanking, and then I didn't see him anymore, but I guess he went all the way through the zip line, all the way through their boat, and that's what they were doing. You saw all of them were playing up. Cannibals was playing up. Class was playing up. And Cool was playing up. All of them were playing up. You saw the aggressive barbed wires as well to not let them push, simply because they have a player flanking, and they know that if they can just buy him about 30, 40 more seconds, they're going to be good to win this round. And my goodness, Passion, they are making all the right play calls right now.
Nobody was watching it, and that really is what it comes down to. They weren't ready. Dallas had the snap in front of him. It was a little misleading. And there was no possible way of knowing that that flank was coming in. They should have just guessed it at the amount of time it was taking with the barbed wire, with them not being able to push the far right. Like, they just took too much time.
And not
finally,
seeing the Dallas.
Exactly. and Key was able to just come up behind and make a big play happen. And we are getting down to the wire here. They're looking to close this one out. And it is very much looking easy on their part. They are just doing such a good job. The Scorch, they've got to make it work, right? They've got to make sure that that Scorch has some value.
Yeah, the big thing is that Scorch is not going to be able to get mollied off the bomb. So if Scorch can find a nice way to get... Oop, drop down, unfortunate. But if Scorch can find a nice place to plant this bomb on one of these boxes, I think that she'll be good to go. You can see right now, that's what she's trying to figure out, is how to get rid of this barb one and now get on this box to try and plant two. The big question is, you know that a molly can't kill you. Is a nade going to be coming through? My goodness, Key, he's able to take out one. That's going to be a full kill. That is massive. And hey, listen, that's the bomb planter. Now you got bomb down. All you got to do is lock it up, but there's a player flanking. If you look at the minimap, there's already a player that has secured himself in the boat behind Good Lad, behind everybody. He is zoning them all into here. I'm not sure who that is. I believe it's Cannibals in the back, but there's definitely a player in the back of the boat right now for this Passion squad. And yes, it is Cannibal, or it's Cool Matt. I'm sorry, Cool Matt going to be the one behind wreaking havoc. He's going to be able to take out Prosper. He's got his nades in hand as well, letting him know you're not going to be pushing this one easy. Only 14 seconds left. He's going to be getting the nade right there. Cool Matt being cool, being calm, being collected, picking up the three-piece. They're going up 7-2, looking to secure themselves at least $1,000.
You love to see the wins from Cool right there. I mean, if you're taking down the best player, one of the best players in the world in a 1v1, and then you take out two more, those are some huge wins out of Cool. This guy is on top of things right now. Who do you think is really, I mean, obviously the stars for me have been Cool. We saw some great flanks from Key, but Cannibals has been that consistent player overall. But who is the leader of those four?
I'm going to be honest, the vocal leader is definitely going to be Cannibals. You know, he loves IGL and he loves making those play calls, especially when they're winning. That's when he really starts to feel himself. He starts to, you know, really make some nice play calls out there. And, you know, that's exactly what we're seeing right now. It almost feels like every single play, he sent the Dahlia on the flank. You know, that's the type of thing that you really only do if you have great communication, simply because that Dahlia, you want her close to your trench to be able to get you up. But listen, if you are confident enough in your gameplay to be able to say, listen, we don't even need you, Dahlia. Just go ahead and hit the flank, keep them contained, we'll be good to go. Oh, big C4 coming out, and he has no tenacity on the Scorch, and that is the one thing. Scorch, she is immune to incendiary grenades, but early on, she does not have tenacity, and so those grenades can be so lethal.
And that's exactly what we saw in the last round. That's what we saw now. And this is looking like a full push. They're wanting to just end it right here. I like the aping. They're trying to get over the box, but Prosper's like, sit down. He's ready for that one. He was already ADSing.
This is big.
And yeah, we have got to see some wins being made on the side of Elevate if they want a chance to get back into this one. It is a 3-on-3. The bomb still has not gone down, so they can play the time just a little bit. 30 seconds to go, and we're watching. Talon needs to get some information. Oh, but Key comes in, takes out the best player. Prosper goes out. Last player up is going to be Skeppy. Is there going to be any type of... Can he make
He's got
any
a challenge
play?
now.
Can he make any play?
He's got a challenge now while he still has a Scorch ult, but he... Oh, my goodness, that is so unfortunate. Not exactly sure why he wasn't aggro there when he knew there was a guy at the close corner. I really thought he was going to be able to take that, win that 1v1, but unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Now with 4 seconds left, there's no way they're going to be letting him plant this one. And hey, listen, Passion, they just secured themselves top 3, baby.
That was beautiful. Not what we expected. We went into that one like, you know, where exactly is this going to go? It could have been a one-sided affair, maybe, like we were talking about. We're not sure which team's going to come out hot in this first day of the LAN, but we're starting to see it now. We know who we're ready to see in the finals. Passion have just done incredible in this first round of our very first event for Rogue Company. This is the showdown on LAN right now. This is where the big boys play. We have got some of the best players in the world here. You witness them right there. Cool Matt just looking like, am I done?
Another day in the office.
Yeah, just another day.
Yeah, he's feeling very good, man. This Passion squad, you know, after coming out of pool play where they were 1-1, you know, you start to be a little bit uneasy simply because, you know, you lost to Red Notice and you're like, man, how are we going to do once we get out of here in this bracket play? And honestly, they proved that they are here to stay. They played absolutely incredible this entire time, as you guys can see on these replays from this amazing map of Canals. You saw Class. He was popping that ulti, winning his 1v1s when they mattered, able to make these offensive pushes look so crispy.
Yeah, just outstanding. I mean, that was unbelievable what we witnessed out of Cannibals in the first two maps. It could not have been any more beautiful. I love what we just witnessed in our first big match of the bracket. These players came to life and were able to just secure it. I loved every second of that one. Just play after play being made was beautiful. And their decisions with the double bans, right? But that was really the key going into this event, is being ready for those bans. That sets the table, and then that's exactly what you got to be ready for. And they were able to execute it perfectly. Passion with that first match. All right, Desk, let's send it to you and hear all about what we just witnessed.
Hello and welcome back. A 3-0 series wipe from Passion to Elevate. What are you guys thinking?
Hey, we knew it was most likely going to be.
You predicted this?
One. I'm feeling good about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
We hedged our bets.
We were going to get a Paladins winner on either side, right?
That's right.
No, I think everyone expected Elevate to kind of get 3-0'd, right? There's a lot of people out there saying Elevate is not going to be the 6th place team. They're more likely going to be the 5th place team. But hey, Elevate's putting up a fight, right? They're actually putting up some numbers. I mean, the thing is, one of the keys to victory that we had for them was Elevate. Prosper just needs to be that leader. He's got to step up. He's obviously their best player. Icy's going to have to complement him. Icy's going to have to make some plays. And I was even saying, you know, off camera when we were watching the games, Turner was supposed to come here with this team. He was supposed to be their sniper. And Icy's doing a fantastic job with the fixer in his hands, with the runway, doing a great job. So, I mean, they're hanging in there.
Yeah, so we're going to be switching back over to Final Chapter and Antimatter Gaming while they're playing in the other room. So far it's a series 1-1, so let's see where it's at.
Looks like 7-2 here on Cabela's.
It's over. Everyone head back to base.
That's going to be it. That's 8-2 there.
Wow, look at
Boys
P-Story
taking home.
again.
Is that my boy? Is that my boy Saint TK, the only KBM player at this event?
Yeah, Saint TK, only KBM player here.
How many
Wow.
downs was that? 4 downs, I think. Yeah.
It's okay because I want to talk about P-Story, dude. They came from the West Coast, so we got another West Coast not playing on ping. And P-Story, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
#1 Sigurd player.
Wow, my boy.
No one plays Sigurd, by the way. So if we do see it, it's most likely gonna be P-Story. And P-Story is putting on a show through groups. Most damage, most downs on their team, and then they're 16 downs in a demolition. P-Story's looking good.
Looking damn good. I would love to see some secret play. They're just cleaning up that final match there. That's wish we could have seen a little bit more of it, but talking a little bit about, again, this Elevate match that we just watched, I think you brought up a good point there with Prosper wanting to be kind of the captain of this ship. Icy certainly had some good moments. I think in game 1 we were all kind of remarking at how he's filling in to play this sniper and how Demolition looked pretty good. I think history, sometimes you have these matches where it is a 3-0 and it doesn't quite tell the whole story of what happened. This wasn't like a stomp. This, Elevate had their moments for sure, where they were just super close to, finishing off some of these rounds. And, I'm looking forward to kind of what they have for the rest of this event.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. The main Skeppy and Goodlad do not need to be the heroes. They don't need to make the spectacular plays.
No.
They don't need to make any big highlights. They don't
Right.
need to be the MVPs of the game or the series or even the whole show. All they need to do is just find some way to do something that positively
To get those 6 revives.
Yeah, positively complements Prosper and Icy. That's all you need to do.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Right? It's kind of
Just
like
as
when you go to a
important.
ranked game and you're playing Dahlia and you figure out who's the carry. If it ain't me, find out who it is, carry that person, keep them alive. Because if they're alive,
Yeah.
Know your place.
think,
yeah, that's right.
I think I could see Skeppy kind of hopefully evolving into that role quickly in this event, because obviously you don't have a whole lot of time there. Losing that first match, you're going to be down to the elimination bracket.
ooh,
As we're calling it.
okay,
Yes.
all right.
Down to the elimination bracket. Not a lot of time to figure it out, but I just want to see Skeppy step up, obviously, in these big moments. And you know, it can't all be, it's a team game. I think everybody, it can't be the role players. We need some people to kind of frag out for these guys. I understand kind of where he's coming from, but I have faith in him. I don't know. I got faith in him finding his
Hey,
frags.
listen, Skeppy's playing Anvil, which is kind of weird
Yeah.
for him, right? Because Anvil, when you look at Anvil, when you think of Anvil, you think of like this tank, this beefy guy.
He got that bomb down very effectively.
Got to go up front, got to take most of the damage, got to get headstrong, got to get tenacity, because you're putting a shield down, you're playing the bomb, get in, get out. I don't really think of Skeppy as that guy, but he's been doing it pretty well.
Not that guy, bud.
It's not that guy. So now this is Factory, am I right?
Yes, this
That's
is
right. So
Factory.
we're going to be throwing it back over to our amazing casters, Nighty and Rome. Take it away.